There was another big headline from the White House today. President Biden endorsed a new Israeli proposal for a ceasefire in the Gaza-Hamas war. It is the first time the president has spoken about the conflict since Sunday's deadly explosion at a tent camp for refugees in Rafah, where Israel is currently expanding its offensive in spite of international pressure. We want to show you this new video of Israeli tanks and troops moving further into the city. That's a place where fleeing refugees were told to evacuate to. President Biden made clear today it is time for the conflict to end. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports from the White House.
It's time for this war to end, for the day after to begin.
President Biden's endorsement of a new ceasefire plan came a day after a top Israeli security official said his country is preparing for at least 7 more months of war. The president said the latest proposal may be the best chance for peace.
It's a roadmap to an enduring ceasefire and the release of all hostages.
The 3-phased plan, transmitted by Israeli officials to Hamas leadership by Qatar, would start with a 6-week ceasefire, new direct talks on a permanent end to the war, a withdrawal of Israeli military forces from Gaza population centers, and the release of elderly and female hostages by Hamas in exchange for hundreds of Palestinians in Israeli custody. And 600 trucks of desperately needed humanitarian aid would be allowed into Gaza each day.
Hamas says it wants a ceasefire. This deal is an opportunity to prove whether they really mean it.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his coalition government authorized the ceasefire proposal, but he said the war won't end until hostages are returned and the elimination of Hamas's military and governmental capabilities. The president suggested Netanyahu's goal isn't possible, but
at this point, Hamas no longer is capable of carrying out another October 7th, which is one of Israel's main objectives in this war, and quite frankly, a righteous one.
And he called on those who've taken to the streets around the world to protest the war to direct their pressure at Hamas.
Let the leaders know they should take this deal.
The president is heading to France next week to mark the D-Day anniversary and to meet with leaders likely to also push him to help broker peace. And congressional leaders are inviting Prime Minister Netanyahu to address a joint session of Congress before their August recess in the coming weeks. Norah?
Significant developments at O'Keefe. Thank you.